All right, let's talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie and my personal opinion on it. Personally, I fucking loved it. I adored this movie. I know that Star Wars is in a bit of a rough patch right now with everybody. People are really skeptical going into new Star Wars projects, which really sucks because I think there's been a lot of great Star Wars stuff that has come out the last few years. Maul Shadow Lord just came out this year. Fucking insane. That was a really good show. Andor, Argue with a Brick Wall is one of I'm gonna say this. It's one of the greatest TV series ever made, period. That show is fucking incredible. Go watch Andor. It's great. And they really tied up Bad Batch, the Clone War. What's it called? I don't know the full name, but they tied up the Bad Batch really well. Bad Batch was a great TV series. It was just really good. I know that there's some other projects. Acolyte was rough. I think I watched 2 episodes. It was rough. I was really excited. Everyone was really excited going into it, just because of we're going into the High Republic era. I think that's the first live action project we've ever gone that has ever been in the High Republic or Old Republic era, which was really fucking a really cool concept to get into those eras, right? Because Star Wars isn't just the Skywalker era, right? Just the Skywalker saga. That's not all Star Wars. There's a lot of history going back, and I wish we could expand on that with maybe some animated TV series and like Clone Wars style animation would be really fucking cool. But who knows? Acolyte was rough. Skeleton Crew, I know people just didn't really care for. It was just okay. I never finished it. It was a nice little kids show, I guess. I should finish it because I like Jude Law a lot, and Nick Frost. He's really cool. I think his name's Nick Frost, the guy who does all of the Edgar Wright movies. But I know people have been skeptical. I understand. I get it. Trust me. If people just aren't really excited to go see new Star Wars stuff, and I get it. I understand. I'm personally super biased. I'm gonna outright say it. Mostly anything Star Wars I'm gonna like, just because I'm a ginormous Star Wars fan. That's just how it is. I even like the sequels, but that doesn't mean I'm blind. I know that there's, excuse me, I know there's glaring issues in the sequels. I understand that. I know that they're rough, for sure. The writing was a bit rough. Somehow Palpatine returned. That was a real line that was written. And Luke Skywalker's whole arc was just demolished in those movies. It was rough. It was rough. Gosh, the sequels. But they're still fun watches to me. So this is let's be honest, this is a biased opinion. I loved Mandalorian and Grogu. Ludwig Göransson doing the score, awesome. Holy shit! When they enter what's the planet, Shikari, and it just, first of all, the visuals were beautiful. It was vibrant. It was gorgeous. David Klein, who's a cinematographer, did a great job. That shit looked so good. I think his name's David Klein. It was so good. Ludwig Göransson's score, when they're entering the planet of Shikari and that music starts playing, that shit's a fucking hit. But just the vibe, it was really good. It was really, really, really good. And the fight scenes were really good. It was fun. It was a really, 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 really fun movie. Granted, I know people are upset that it's not really leading into anything that's in the overarching Star Wars story, and it was more of a side adventure in a Mandalorian episode. And I understand that criticism 1,000%. I can see the criticism, but I think for the most part, you go into that movie and you're going like, okay, I'm going to just to go enjoy it. I want to see more Grogu, because who doesn't want to see more Grogu? Call me a corporate shill. I don't really care. I liked it. And going back to the visual aspect of it specifically, I mean, I could talk about Ludwig Göransson all day. I keep stuttering his name because I don't want to mess it up. But I mean, I could talk about his composing all day. That was a great score, arguably one of his best scores that he's done. That shit was hitting the entire movie. But going back to the visual aspect of it, so I can compress my thoughts so I don't go rambling. Gorgeous. I love the Chicago style planet of Shikari. That shit was really fucking gorgeous, really cool. I really liked, I don't know the planet's name, but I liked the swamp planet that they were on. For a second, I was like, are they going to make this seem like it's Dagobah? But it was not Dagobah, I don't think. But the scene I'm specifically thinking of was when Grogu, spoilers by the way, was when Grogu, when Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, when he got knocked out by the poison. And, you know, Grogu is adorable and he's building a little hut for him and stuff, and it's super cool. But when he's meditating and going through the planet, just the vibrancy is so fucking gorgeous. We don't see vibrancy in movies anymore, in my opinion. Everything is super gray and the color palettes just aren't good. The world is not colorless. There's a lot of color in the world and it's beautiful. I think more movies need to utilize that. Granted, there are some movies that really doesn't fit the vibe, but some movies use some color, guys. You know what I mean? The color palettes are super dull and super gray and just not good. But some movies, when they use vibrant color palettes, it's really nice. And I think David Klein did a really good job of using those color palettes in this movie. And it was really, really, really nice. David Klein and everyone else working on the visual effects team and Jon Favreau did a great job too. I was so enamored by the visuals on that planet when it was just so green and so vibrant, and it was so Star Wars. It was so cool. The fight sequences were really cool when there was a oneer when they're on the AT-AT and, you know, he fucking opens up the thing and they're going back and he's just fucking people up and it's super cool. That was the beginning of the movie. I think this movie's meant for Star Wars fans. Real Star Wars fans. Where they're like, holy shit, that's Embo, who is in the Clone Wars. He's a really cool bounty hunter. There's his dog. His dog is fucking sick. There's Rada. You know, we watched him as a kid in the Clone Wars movie from years ago. And, you know, when I saw that he got announced in the movie, I was like, holy shit, dude, this is a full circle moment. Then there's Zeb Aurelius from the Rebels TV series. He was fucking so cool to see, to hear Steve Bloom's voice, a voice that I'm assuming we all grew up with when he played Call of Duty Zombies, or he's the Wolverine, and he's in a bunch of other stuff. It's so cool to see him in such a big project. So seeing Zeb was really cool. It was meant for Star Wars fans, I think. You go into this movie and I think you have to understand that it's not a part of the greater picture. Granted, I understand the criticism with that. People, you know, it's the first Star Wars movie in 7 years. People want to see a Star Wars movie that leads up to something that's great. It felt like a season 4, like a season 4.5 or season 3.5, essentially. And some people don't like that. I can understand the criticism. And if you don't like that, I respect your opinion. That's okay. Granted, there are some people who are negative before stuff even comes out. I think that's just a modern day internet and movie issue, is people just have a really bad mindset when it comes to movies, that they'll just talk shit on something before a trailer drops or before anything happens. It's immediately, this movie is shit. No context behind it, no nothing, just this is shit. And Mandalorian and Grogu is kind of going with that right now. People are saying this shit is ass. Me personally, I mean, if that's your opinion, that's fine. I would rather hear some reasons as to why it was ass instead of you just saying it's shit and it's ass. People don't really articulate their thoughts. They just kind of go with it. I mean, it is what it is. If they really think it's ass, they probably didn't even go see it. They're just going to talk shit just to talk shit because, you know, Star Wars hasn't given them a reason to really get fired up. I mean, they have. Maul is sick. Andor's sick. Bad Batch was sick. But that's just me. But, you know, there is an interesting trust issue between Star Wars and the fans right now. Understandable. I get it. I'm not oblivious to it. I can see some stuff and why people aren't happy. I'm not an idiot. I see it. Call me a corporate shill. I don't care. I fuck with Star Wars. I'm gonna fuck with Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Star Wars is cool as fuck. But yeah, so overall, I'd probably get the movie. Probably gonna give it an 8.5, 9, which is probably a bit high. But like I said earlier, I'm a little biased. I think overall, the story is nothing to be like, holy shit. But it was just really nice to see Mandalorian and Grogu together again. I know people really aren't happy about them being together, arguing that he should have stayed with Luke, which is probably true. But then we all know what would happen if he stayed with Luke. We would assume that he would have died with everyone else when Kylo Ren killed him in the sequels. But I like seeing them together again. The relationship is super adorable. I love the little guys that you can understand what they were saying barely. It was really fun. I love their little shit. Seeing the twins again, another thing that's really reminiscent with like diehard Star Wars fans is the twins, the Hutt twins, which was really cool to see. And I love seeing their using all the other Hutts and all the droids that they use was really cool. Seeing Mandalorian get his OG gun back was super fucking cool. I said cool 1,000 times in this video, but I just really enjoyed the movie. Just I don't think there's another franchise that you can go into and sit in the movie theaters and think to yourself, holy shit, I'm seeing a Star Wars movie in theaters. I don't think there's another or I'm seeing this movie in theaters. I don't think there's another franchise that does that, in my opinion. You're definitely not saying that with Marvel. I don't think I've ever sat down in a Marvel movie and said, holy shit, I'm watching a Marvel movie. I'm like, oh, I'm just watching a Marvel movie. This is pretty cool. I mean, maybe an Avengers movie for sure. People are definitely going to say, holy shit, I'm watching an Avengers Doomsday movie. That's going to be crazy. But for me personally, when I sit down and watch a Star Wars movie in theaters, I think to myself, holy shit, I'm seeing a Star Wars movie in theaters. This is so cool. I've gone to all the re-releases in recent years, and it was really fun. The energy is always there. It's just a blast. It's Star Wars is just Star Wars to me. It's just so, I don't know. It sets itself among all major franchises, in my opinion. Then again, that varies from person to person, and I see that. And I know I'm glazing, but I love Star Wars. So yeah, go see Mandalorian and Grogu. Formulate your own opinion. If you saw it and you didn't like it, that's okay. Of course, that is your opinion. I respect your opinion. Some people don't talk shit on the movie unless you've seen the movie. Don't be like, this shit's ass if you haven't seen it. I can't stand that shit. It's a modern day movie issue. It drives me fucking crazy. People are so negative nowadays about everything. It's like, how about we spread a little positivity in the movie world? Because there's a lot of great stuff. So go support your local movie theater.